It's December and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, revolutionary era music, data, and an update about the library's recent tax election. Welcome to the December edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Now, December is typically a less crowded month at the library, but there's still plenty going on. Movies in the Plaza returns in December with an outdoor screening that follows the adventures of Steve and Henry as they try to save the Minecraft world from the evil piglins. Bring your blanket and your lawn chair, and maybe some hot chocolate. We're hosting a number of free concerts throughout the system. Madame Dulcimer and Lady Chops will get your holidays jumping with their wonderful family-friendly blend of percussion and strings. Our partners with the Kids Orchestra will share the Nutcracker Sweet Freeze Dance, as well as a rendition of the book The Boy Who Said Wow by Tom Boss at their books and music programs in several library locations this December. I'm really excited about that one. We'll all be making a joyful noise when Ronan, the nonverbal boy in the book, is moved to speak after hearing the beautiful music at the symphony concert. And speaking of symphonies, the Civic Orchestra of Baton Rouge returns to the main library this year with their children's classic, Peter and the Wolf, as part of the holiday concert. String and choral students will present the Gifted and Talented Music Winter Concert, and Palacio's House of Arts will share music and art inspired by Louisiana. The Louisiana Key Academy will offer free literacy and dyslexia screenings this month as part of their Great Minds Think Like Mine, a holiday story series. This holiday season, we're also encouraging folks to quit procrastinating and put pen to paper or finger to keyboard as you write that legacy letter to those you care about, or maybe someone who made a difference in your life. We've made the Legacy Letter Writing platform available for free. Visit ebrpl.co/legacyletter to find out more. And staying in that holiday spirit, we're continuing with the Sock It To Me Drive and the Winter Food Drive at all locations. You might even see us out and about at the Festival of Lights, local parades, and even Red Stick Revelry. The Small Business Engine Series closes out its inaugural year with a free workshop, Building Your Growth Pipeline. This impactful program will feature several local subject matter experts. Julio Malara, CEO of Malara Enterprises. You may know Julio as the publisher of the Baton Rouge Business Report 225 in Register and many other media venues. And Julie Laperouse, founder and president of Screaming Peacock. They'll walk you through how to turn your ideas into income, strengthening your sales strategy, and build steady revenue growth for your business. Facilitated by Stuart Gilly of the Business Alliance, this and previous sessions will all be available for later viewing on the library's YouTube channel. But nothing beats an in-person experience. Register to attend this free program at ebrpl.co/engine. And of course, holiday activities, stories, creative writing, movies, games, crafts, lifelong learning scattered throughout the library system all month long. Read all about it in this month's issue of the Source newsletter, available in print or online at ebrpl.com.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and Lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
As we approach the 250th anniversary of We the People, we've been thinking a lot about Baton Rouge's own rich history. Our name may be French, but Baton Rouge also spent a lot of time under a Spanish flag. And the Spanish language is an integral part of daily lives for many of our citizens. We're making sure that their voices are represented in the digital library too. It's time to find out more in the Digital Download.
Bibliotel is a comprehensive video streaming platform specifically designed for the Hispanic community. It features relevant educational and cultural streaming content. Bibliotel offers a curated catalogue of popular Spanish language films, series, documentaries, TV programs, and theatre productions. These are all available on demand 24/7. The carefully curated catalogue highlights cultural pride, identity, and lifelong learning, reflecting the richness and diversity of Latino experiences across generations. It's also a fantastic tool for Spanish language learners to utilize. Bibliotel includes 80 live, expert-led online events each year. These events cover the real-life topics that matter most: immigration, digital literacy, mental health, parenting care, English and Spanish courses, and more. These sessions have been developed in collaboration with educators, health professionals, and community partners. Bibliotel can be accessed on your computer through a browser or on a smart TV, tablet, or phone with the free Bibliotel app. Some content can be downloaded to your device to use without the internet, great for when you're traveling. All you need to access this resource is your library card. You'll find Bibliotel in the digital library at ebrpl.com.
This new Bibliotel platform fills a real niche in our programming arsenal, allowing us to offer quality programming and important consumer information to many more members of the community for whom English is not their first language. So easy to use. Check it out in the digital library. Let's shift gears now and go beyond the stacks.
My name is Justin Priola. I'm the GIS manager for the City of Baton Rouge. I work in the Information Services Department. GIS is Geographic Information Systems. It's basically the marriage of mapping and data in a format that we use it to analyze data, we can process data, we can use it to show data to the public. We have used GIS in recent years for public safety agencies, primarily the police department. We have a portal that we use called Public Safety Common Operationals Portal. We use it for all the public agencies share that are involved in public safety, use it, that we share data with them. They use it to analyze trends. They map out the crime locations, their calls. They have all sorts of metrics they can use to see how effective their officers are and such. I like GIS. It has many applications. I've used it to study information, to watch the parish grow. A lot of what we do at our department involves tracking development and planning and land development items. And I've been with the city for a long time, and I've watched it grow and change. And GIS helps to track all that and to basically show where the patterns of growth are and things of that sort. So I come from a planning background, so that's why it interests me. On the day of GIS Day, we have a presentation here at the library in the evening. There are 4 presentations on various subjects of GIS from presenters who have a good deal of GIS experience either on the practical or academic side. It's good to have a place like this to have these types of outreach events. We do outreach events during the year, not just this, but we do other ones, and the library is a great venue to do those things.
Baton Rouge has just been designated as a top 10 digital city for the 11th year in a row. This award from the Center for Digital Government recognized the work of the City Parish's Information Service Department and their Data Analytics and Performance Division. GIS Day, the Citizen Data Academy, Red Stick Ready, Tech Tuesdays, and Open Data Day are just a few of the ways they keep advancing our understanding of data and how we can use technology to help our operations and keep our citizens informed. The library is proud to partner with them. Find out more about them at brla.gov. Stay right there. After the break, Executive Library Director Katrina Stokes joins me for a chat, right here on the Library Roadshow.
Free entertainment is good for us all. That's why we make ebooks and audiobooks available through the Libby app. Get a library card. Get free entertainment at ebrpl.com/digital library.
You're watching the December edition of the Library Roadshow. Everything you need to know about your local library system. All right, Katrina, let's catch up our viewers on the results of the recent election for the Thrive EBR plan. What happened on Saturday, November 15th, which was Election Day?
Our proposition did not pass.
So what does that mean for the library and our 307,000 active cardholders?
For the library, it means we must come back with a new proposition as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So we will hopefully not see much of an interruption in revenue collected, which of course is parish-wide property taxes. For our card holders, for anyone who comes to the library, it is our hope that there's going to be little to no, even if it's barely perceptible, interruption in services. Of course, we have to look at the possibility of tightening our belts a little bit, but we still intend to bring the same services that we have been bringing to our communities for decades. And it just means we've got to take a step back, take a look at the bigger picture, and make our plans and be ready for whatever comes next.
And this is all because that election was determining a proposition, a tax millage that actually funds the entire library system.
Yes.
People think that the library gets money from other places, and that is not
No.
the case. Everything comes from that millage, and because of the pay-as-you-go plan, we have been collecting over time, and we had sufficient funds in savings
Yes.
to be able to manage to pay bills starting January 1st. But what happens next?
What happens next is we must work with our Board of Control to determine what millage rate we are going to request when we send the proposition to the Metro Council for their approval.
And that will happen, it'll be introduced in January,
Yes.
and the Metro Council will need to vote to approve this proposition. That doesn't approve the tax, it just approves the proposition.
Correct.
That can go on to the voters.
Yes.
They must do that in February because it's all about strict timelines.
Yes.
So how do our patrons stay informed in the meantime?
Various ways. Number one, give us a call. Number two, attend a Metro Council meeting. As always, come to the library and ask.
Or follow us online.
Follow us online, and it's all over our social media. It's on our website. And of course, our amazing staff are more than happy to talk about what's going on with us right now.
All right. Well, the week after the November 15th election, the library's Friends Group, which is a small little friends group called the Patrons of the Public Library, sponsored a Book It at the Library event, and over 135
It was
citizens
amazing.
showed up.
Yeah, I got a little emotional about
yes,
that.
they showed up and they showed their support for the library. What do members of the public do to help? Because that's a question I get a lot.
Absolutely. Well, number one, please be fully informed about what the proposition is going to be. Of course, we don't know exactly yet the specific details other than it's a standalone millage for the library. We're not sharing the money with any other agency. It is just for
Standalone,
the library.
dedicated,
Yes.
sufficient for 10 years.
10 years.
For the entire operating system for the library, which includes all the capital improvements,
Yes.
repairs, maintenance, the
Programs.
books. Yes, all
those
of that.
great events.
And Libby, of course.
Of course, Libby. We can't forget Libby.
Okay. So when is the actual election for a new tax that will determine the library's future for the next 10 years? What is that date?
June 27th,
Okay.
2026.
All right. We're going to invite all of our patrons to help us write the next chapter. After this break, author Toby LeBlanc. Stay right with us on the Library Roadshow.
Supporting the education of students is good for us all. That's why we provide access to live online tutoring through Homework Louisiana. Get a library card. Get free education at ebrpl.com/homeworkhelp.
Welcome back to the December edition of the Library Roadshow. My next guest was born and raised in Scott, Louisiana. He's a Cajun by blood and culture. Much of his writing is set in the Pelican State, and his chosen profession as a mental health therapist allows him to listen to stories of heartbreak, courage, and strength all day. Writing is a place where his stories can live alongside the ones his clients tell him. It's my pleasure to welcome author Toby LeBlanc to the show to talk about his latest book entitled Soaked. Toby, how'd you get your start as an author?
I wrote my first book at 22 years old. I self-published it, and it went absolutely nowhere. Don't bother looking for it. It's not good. I had no understanding of what the writing industry or even truly how to create a novel that readers would want to keep reading, what that even looked like. Writing fell into the background of my life until a fateful New Year's Eve in 2013 when I was with a group. We were hanging out at a bar making New Year's resolutions, and before my mouth knew what was happening, I blurted out that I wanted to take my writing more seriously. After that, I started tooling around with some short stories and some flash fiction, and then when one got published, I was hooked, and I decided to start pushing my technically my second novel, Dark Rouge, into the world, and then it all just took off from there.
What is Soaked about?
Soaked is a short story collection set in South Louisiana 50 years in the future after climate change has intensified, and half of the bottom of the state is underwater. There are 9 stories, and each one focuses on a different part of our culture. There are stories about partying, food, music, faith, language, wildlife, weather, government, and industry. Each one explores what changes in us and what doesn't as the world changes around us. It's a deep dive into what makes us human, and when our home doesn't look like it does now, how do we stay human and keep our humanity? Just to give an example, one of my favorite stories is about the last speaker of Louisiana French. His only problem is that he doesn't know what he's saying because he learned through mimicry, and others seem to go along with him just because he sounds legit. But this comes to light whenever someone uses an algorithm to decipher what he's saying, and then he gets found out.
What inspired you to write this book?
Louisiana is in the crosshairs of climate change. With inundation, subsidence, and erosion all threatening to wash our state away, I wanted to explore what Louisianians would do should this threat come to fruition. I really wanted to look at it from all angles, so this made me write stories with characters who won't change, and we're glad they don't, and then also characters who do change, and hopefully we are relieved that they do. Since change is something Louisiana has always had an interesting relationship with, it felt like a good place to explore. But maybe, most of all, this book is a love letter to Louisiana and a reminder of what we stand to lose.
What advice would you give to another aspiring author?
Read. Read everything. Every author starts as a reader. As you write, you will unconsciously emulate the authors you love. The best part is that voice the one you wish you could write like, it will morph and it will turn into your own. And since we're talking about reading, it's important to have other people read your work as well. Writers have the whole story in their head. They know the characters, their motivations, their histories, everything about them. But that doesn't mean it shows up on the page. Have other people read your work and let you know when they get confused, lost, or bored. And then that gives you the opportunity to fill in those gaps and make it like you have it in your head.
How can our viewers learn more about you and your work?
You can visit my website at www.tobyleblancauthor.com. And I put all my events on there, where I'll be next. You can follow along there, see where I show up in Louisiana or in Texas is where I show up the most. I also have a blog you can look through and see what I've been thinking. I haven't been as good lately about filling it in, but I do post there from time to time. You can also subscribe to the website and get all the updates and even news on giveaways wherein I send out copies of my book or ebooks at times. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm at Toby LeBlanc Author. My books are available everywhere and anywhere you buy your books.
Thanks, Toby. You know, the library offers programs, workshops, and support groups designed to help writers create. And we have plenty of copies of books by local authors waiting for you to read for free. We also love hosting local authors. Jeremy White recently hosted a book signing and lecture at the new South Branch Library.
Hi, I'm Jeremy White. I'm the author of In-Humana, an American healthcare story, and I'm here today to present this new memoir that I've been told over and over again is very important and timely on the history of Medicare, Medicare Advantage, also the history and evolution of corporations, so which includes Citizens United and the Tillman Act of 1907. Then there's some other research I did to tell the full story about how corporations and humanity's relationship with corporations is one of asymmetrical warfare. This is a brand new facility, and I'm excited to be here tonight to present my latest book because it's just a testament to the quality of East Baton Rouge Parish Libraries. I was a longtime football official, and we had many meetings at that main branch on Goodwood where I presented video on state-of-the-art equipment to our officials. I was in charge of training. We used video, and that was so huge that we could use these great facilities for the betterment of the community. And so, yeah, I'm excited about that. What we experienced was a journey through the belly of the beast that a lot of people have to go through. And the journey we went on is one that many people who go through these denials don't even bother to fight. Fewer than 10% of these denials for prior authorization by Medicare Advantage plans are even appealed, even though if you appeal, you have a 90% success rate of overturning those denials. Even before we encountered the denials by Humana along the way with my mom's story after her stroke, we were warned over and over again by medical professionals of all stripes about the potential for those denials. We have been hearing from other people of their stories, and we're barely a week into the launch of In-Humana. Many of them shared unsolicited horror stories they were forced to partake in. And when we told them that we were going to pen and put out In-Humana after the denials began, they told us over and over again how much In-Humana needs to exist because of all of these horror stories and what I'm now learning is called moral injury being inflicted upon them. And they have no voice, and even if they did, if they tried to speak up, you're looking at tons of blowback. So a lot of this is just kept quiet just because of the structure and the nature of the system.
It's all about giving different authors an opportunity to share their own voices and experiences. Each month, the library hosts authors with all different points of view, as well as online in the Online Author Talk series that features nationally known and award-winning authors. Those are all archived online at ebrpl.co/virtual. Stay right there. You're watching the Library Roadshow.
Staying informed is good for us all. That's why we provide free access to the New York Times and other national newspapers online. Get a library card. Get informed at ebrpl.com/newspapers.
You're watching the December edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. 2026 is America's 250th anniversary. We got a jump on this special occasion by hosting James Linden Hogg for some traditional Americana tunes and stories from our nation's history, as only he can tell.
My name is James Linden Hogg. I'm a historian, a musician, a storyteller, and one of the things I do is I get on a Mississippi riverboat and I go up and down the Mississippi River and tell stories and lecture about Louisiana history and Civil War history and perform music that would have been heard a long time ago. And it's been a remarkable experience for me. I've done it for the past 3 years, and I even got a graduate degree in history from LSU in the meantime. I've written a couple of books called A Day the War Stopped, The Story of a Civil War Truce. It's about a remarkable event that happened on the Mississippi River about 160 years ago during the American Civil War. This fellow John Elliott Hart was a Navy commander on a gunboat called the USS Albatross. Well, Commander Hart, he died, and actually he took his own life. It was a tragic story as I did this research. His second in command went ashore to St. Francisville, Louisiana, under a flag of truce, met a Confederate captain. They agreed to bury him at Grace Episcopal Church, and this story became a legend in St. Francisville's history as the day the war stopped. And so this is my second book, and it's all about Louisiana history and culture and naval history in the Civil War. And then the first book I wrote is called Finding Faith in the Wasteland, Short Stories on Life's Quest for Meaning. And that was my first book, and I think an experience a lot of young people have, a lot of folks can have today, is when you look out on the world, there doesn't appear to be a lot of hope. You can get pretty depressed, kind of like Commander Hart did and a long time ago. And so I started penning stories, each story seeking light amid a bleak circumstance and alluding to T.S. Eliot. He was a great poet in the early 1900s, and he wrote a poem called The Wasteland right after World War I, and that struck a chord with a lot of people. So I do a lot of different things. I mean, I play fiddle and banjo and guitar, mandolin, accordion, spoons, but that counts for 2 instruments. And really sort of living vicariously through Mark Twain, I guess. It's been a unique journey, and Lord willing, I hope it's not over yet. Today at 2 o'clock, along with my father, we're going to be performing music that would have been heard during the American Revolution, commemorating our 250th anniversary. Brought my fiddle and banjo and guitar, bagpipes, and I'm also going to give a lecture on the roots of American music. America's music is spans from so many diverse cultures, certainly Scotch-Irish, English, African-American, Native American influences. And what I try to do is weave all of those different influences together and try to explain what American music is today. Because it's a melting pot. And certainly as a Louisianian, I know that Louisiana's history is a melting pot. That's why our state dish is a gumbo. We're not just one group, it's many different groups. And so in order to show what our history really is, we've got to show all of these different diverse groups that have made our state and made our country as a whole as strong as it is. Well, in addition to playing music, I am an avid reader. One of the places I love spending my time is here at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library. I love the library. It's a tradition in American history that goes back to Benjamin Franklin with the founding of the first public libraries. I believe that knowledge should be publicly available and free, open to the public, and this gorgeous building here on Goodwood, I think is a wonderful opportunity for people to come and pick up a book and, if not even read, just go outside and enjoy the park. So it's a value that I treasure and certainly would fear if we didn't have one.
Visit JamesLindenHogg.com to find out where you can see James and his dad live. They've scheduled a number of holiday performances across the state between now and Christmas Day. And stay tuned as we announce more events that shine the light on America's history as we head towards July 4th, 2026. And now for today's posting. Visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/EBRPL. Check to see if your personal favorite made it to our season's readings list. If not, share your own favorite. Maybe you'll start your own reading trend. That's facebook.com/EBRPL. And while you're there, enjoy. We're not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow in January? We'll start the 2026 new year off with a whole new slate of offerings. Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 15 branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.